Hello! Events last week were very much down to earth, or if you like, down to the basics from where the whole business of oil and gas begins. That the environment of business operations may be kept safe, and extra boost came for information technology environment, where there are all sorts of infractions, breaches, encroachment, etc. NNPC is proffering ITG and a vibrant core at that, free of charge information for public and private sectors. Hey, shine your eyes, job seekers, for the umpteenth time. NNPC is stating the correct situation concerning recruitment, plus invent it, build it as a veritable economic driver. Telling you what it's all about is not the complete story. There is a key perspective to this story and the others have you just about to see and experience in the details. I'm Akin Agbejule. This is Oil and Gas Forum.
The support from NNPC, the pinnacle of Nigerian economy, under the leadership of the best-in-class material, Engineer Dr. Mekanti Baru, FNSC, has been enormous, commendable. We cannot thank him enough for touching the lives of Nigerian girls with the program Invent It, Build It.
We're glad you could join us again this week. NNPC and the Netherlands synergize on alternative energy sources, looking to economic diversification, ways to prevent corporate data breaches espoused. You need to know what these ways are and who is talking about them. Up when commence NNPC for girl child education promotion. Shine your eyes, job seekers. No recruitment for now in the NNPC. The corporation's spokesman confirms. Let's get down to the details. The Netherlands ambassador has pledged the readiness of his country to collaborate with the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, in driving the federal government's effort at economic diversification. Speaking to Oil and Gas Forum after a business meeting with the Group Managing Director of NNPC, Dr. Mekanti Baru, the Netherlands ambassador to Nigeria, His Excellency Ambassador Robert Petrie, said his country is working closely with NNPC to deepen his country's interest in the oil and gas industry.
We have already quite an involvement in the oil and gas industry here, so we will maintain that.
The Netherlands ambassador also pledged the readiness of his country to support the growth and development of the Nigeria's agricultural sector for the benefit of both countries.
It's also important to diversify the economy, as I think the Nigerian government has said. So we also would like to focus on agriculture. We have made quite some preparations, and we would like to intensify our collaboration in this sector.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has stated that the alternative financing models for funding its joint venture obligations so far have restored investors' confidence and stimulated further foreign direct investments, FDI, in the nation's oil and gas industry. Group Managing Director of the corporation, Dr. Mekanti Baru, disclosed this at an event recently in Lagos. The GMD said, to meet government expenditure and strategic focus, the corporation had to explore alternative financing, which he further described as important to the sustenance of the industry.
For our IOC partners, we would continue to leverage the strong credit rating of these partners, identify key quick-win projects that are easy to mature with strong cash flow projections, and attract the necessary funding from the debt market.
The NNPC helmsman noted that resort to alternative financing mechanism for upstream operations has been on the rise over the years, with over 2,000% production growth recorded within the last 10 years.
Evolving new funding mechanisms for the joint venture operations was part of the focus of the reforms undertaken by government to eliminate the often difficult cash call regime, enhance efficiency of the management of the oil and gas resources, and guarantee growth.
The growing concerns around data and information security and privacy in both public and private sectors of the nation's economy can only be addressed through the establishment of a vibrant information technology governance structure. NNPC's Group General Manager Information Technology Division, ITD, Mr. Inuat Anladia, stated this in a keynote address at the 10th Annual International Conference of the Information Security and Audit Control Association, ISACA, Abuja chapter, which kicked off in Abuja. Mr. Inua, who was represented at the event by Ime Udoko, Head Information Security and Risk, said the upsurge in information and data breaches worldwide had made information and privacy concern a top priority of not only government, but also private and public organizations.
A vibrant national IT governance structure, if instituted, can drive the actualization of national development objectives, as well as address growing concerns around data and information security and privacy, both in the public and private sectors of the economy.
He noted that while many countries across the world had enacted data localization policies, there was currently no comprehensive data privacy or personal information protection law that sets out detailed provisions on the protection of the privacy of individuals and citizens in Nigeria, as the proposed Personal Information and Data Protection Bill was yet to be passed by the National Assembly. For the umpteenth time, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has cautioned unsuspecting job applicants to be wary of recruitment advertisement currently trending in the social media about the corporation. The advertisement, set in NNPC's corporate color with its logo and a corporate picture, sets candidates' entry requirements to include master's degree, bachelor's degree, higher national diploma, HND, and national diploma. A release by the NNPC Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs, Mr. Andu Wamadu, described the advertisement as phony, advising unsuspecting members of the public to be wary of the scam. Mr. Wamadu said, quote, "The recruitment announcement or invitation to recruitment interview of this nature appearing intermittently in the social media should be discountenanced, as NNPC is not carrying out any recruitment exercise," unquote. The national oil company dissociated itself from the fake email address to which unsuspecting prospects were asked to direct their curriculum vitae in the placement advert. NNPC spokesman reminded job seekers to note the antics of scammers who deploy on social media platforms such communication strategies as text messages, vacancy announcements, and forged letters, inviting them for non-existing job interviews, saying they are tricks to extort money from them. Mr. Uhamadu cautioned that any applicant who entertained such invitations would have himself or herself to blame, encouraging those who had already fallen victims to volunteer information to the law enforcement agencies. The corporation's image maker stated that as an equal opportunity going concern, it would, as usual, advertise at appropriate time vacancies in the corporation through the national dailies. The Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, APWEN, has applauded the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Dr. Mikanti Baru, for his unflinching support for the girl-child education through the promotion of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics (STEM) in primary schools in all the geopolitical zones of the country. The 15th president of APWEN, Engineer Felicia Agubata, gave this commendation during an interview with the Oil and Gas Forum crew in Abuja. Engineer Agubata said the partnership between NNPC and APWEN had gone a long way in encouraging young girls in primary schools to embrace STEM so as to study engineering.
We were able to achieve what we achieved in this inventive building because we have NNPC as our partners, And because we have the present DMD, Engineer Dr. Makante Barrow, who have passion for STEM, and have been able to do what? When he accepted to partner with us, it's because of his passion in STEM education that gave rise to this partnership. And that was why we have been able to do what? Make this our achieve the objective and our set goals in this regard.
She noted that the collaboration had led to the establishment of science laboratories in some primary schools, noting that the measure is geared towards producing female engineers that would become problem solvers for the country.
With the program, having done 2 locations, we've been able to touch 31 lives and still counting, because we still have Ogun State, we still have Anambra, we still have Kano, we still have Kogi, we still have Akwa Ibom, and several more lives will be touched.
Engineer Agubata stated that the Invent It, Build It initiative is a girl-child education model that was aimed at catching them young, which would help to drive the Nigerian economy.
NNPC, we touch your lives in many positive ways.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Zonal National Science Quiz Competition has come and gone, with several winners emerging from each of the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. They are scheduled to lock horns at the grand finale. At the South-South Zone, Alika Joseph Hiagwina of Edo State came tops with 65 points. Ebute Samuel Adakole of River State came second with 55 points, while Owewo Ogenetejiri of Delta State came third with 50 points. In the Southwest Zone, the science quiz competition saw Ezuenala Ekene Franklin of Lagos State, Igban Emmanuel of Ogun State, and Owosheni Oreolua Olanlesi of Osun State tied with 55 points each. They are to represent the zone in the grand finale of the competition in Abuja. Oyo and Ekiti States came fourth with 50 points each, while Ondo emerged sixth with 40 points.
There's also a lot of work involved in it, with many weeks of practice.
The Southeast Zone saw the emergence of Okeke Tony Kabilan of Enugu State with 65 points, topping the other contestants from the zone. Imo State, Okeke Ezine Elizabeth came second with 55 points, and Uzondo Chigozirim Emmanuel of Abia State scored 45 points and came third. At the North Central Zone, the Kwara State government called on corporate bodies in the country to back NNPC's initiative in support of educational development of youths in the country. The Permanent Secretary, Kwara State Ministry of Education and Human Capital Development, Haja Halima Garba, commended NNPC for its support for science education across the country. Haja Garba, who was represented at the event by Alhaji Hamid Yunusa, Director, Information and Communication Technology Department of the Ministry, stated that NNPC's efforts had enabled many Nigerians to actualize their dreams. At the end of the one-day competition, which commenced as early as 9 a.m., 2 states, the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, and Plateau State, represented by Okeke Favor and Ezemba Confidence respectively, scored 65 points out of 75 points to emerge first. Agada Vincent, who represented Benue State, came third. The 3 students will represent the North Central Zone at the grand finale in Abuja. Kaduna State has emerged winner of the 2018 Northwest Zonal Contest. The representative of the state, Master Chijoke Mbeobuka, a student of Panaf Schools, Kaduna, won the contest with 50 points, beating other contestants from Kebbi and Sokoto states, who emerged second and third positions with 45 and 40 points respectively. The Gombe State government has commended the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation on the development of science education through its annual national quiz competition, describing it as a tool for national integration. In an address at the Northeast Zonal Finals of the competition in Gombe, the State's Commissioner for Education, Haja Aishetu Ahmed, said, apart from encouraging students to study science subjects and prepare them for their external examinations, the quiz competition is also a tool for national integration by bringing together students from different backgrounds in a competitive endeavor. The commissioner, who was represented by the director, Science, Technical and Vocational Education, Malam Burgal Hassan Lika, commended the NNPC on its commitment to the objectives of the competition, saying it has also helped in breaking down cultural prejudices and deepening students' sense of nationalism, patriotism and loyalty.
May I therefore seize this golden opportunity to express our sincere appreciation to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation for its initiative in organizing such a noble academic exercise that is bound to have far-reaching impact on our students' academic performances.
At the end of a keenly contested event, Bauchi State emerged winner with 50 points, while Gombe and Taraba jointly followed with 45 points apiece. Adamawa scored 40 points, while Borno and Yobe ended with 25 and 20 points respectively. By these results, Bauchi, Taraba and Gombe states will represent the Northeast Zone at the grand finale in Abuja. NNPC Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Mr. Ndu Uhamadu, who was represented at the occasion, said the quiz competition was a flagship of NNPC corporate social responsibility projects. He said he was proud of the successes of the initiative, which has produced scores of individuals that are making meaningful contribution to the society. He assured that NNPC would continue to affect the lives of Nigerians in all walks of life positively, in line with the corporation's payoff line.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation is well known for its interventions in many aspects of our daily lives, in the quest to touch lives in many positive ways.
Mr. Uhamadu explained that of the 37 contestants who emerged, 14 are from government schools, while 23 are from private schools. Out of the total number, 5 are females.
You're welcome to another insightful edition of the feedback segment of the program. My name is Julia Auta. There have been cases of petroleum spillage on our roads that have caused some lives and property. Our focus this week is to find out public opinions on how to act in such moments, as well as safety expert perspectives.
Any mistake made will take lives. We must avoid mistakes, and we must drive with caution. We must be vigilant even when we are driving to avoid incidences of crashes. To those of you who will see a tanker crashed and fuel or product is spilling and you go and bring buckets, jerrycans to scoop, for God's sake, stop that, because you are doing that at the detriment of your life. It will not be good. It is only the living that celebrate whatever occasion that is before him.
When there is a spillage, people should try to vacate the area as far as possible, because if there is any slight spark, it brings up fire and then there's going to be an explosion. So when the people vacate the area, then those who are safety conscious or those who have the skills in safety to an extent can now gather at least some amount of sand and cover every place or portion where the oil has touched.
If anybody sees tanker trailer fall, they're not going to make person near there because it's a dangerous. Because if you carry something, go one part prayer. If it's crash ground, you go see fire. That's cool. So everything go. So we go see village people, every people born village, every house, this motorway they crawl from back. See everybody. So like me, I dey pray anybody when they say tank or fuel fall, go for village or for inside town, make everybody go.
Motan Allah ya sa ta yi hatsari ta faɗi ƙasa, insha Allah kafin wuta ya tashi mukan yi kokari saboda akwai fire extinguisher mu using da shi ko kuma mu cire kan battery in har wuta bai tashi ba, sai ubangiji Allah ya kiyaye. To amma mota ya faɗi, yawanci mutanen da suke zuwa suke ɗiban fetur din su suke kawo mana matsaloli saboda wajen yin amfani da ɗiba har wuta ke tashi.
It's to everybody to be out from there within the environment of that incident. That's the advice I have to give people. for safety.
If you go load there, they are checking us. If you don't have that fire extinguisher, too, you will not load. Helmet, your safety boot, overall. If you not have one of them, you will not load.
The settlers within that area, they can do government a favor by spraying the sand on top of the oil so that it will have a grip a bit to save lives.
Your safety first. Don't go away. Please stay with us for the rest of the program.
NNPC, we touch your lives in many positive ways.
Hello, it's good to have you join us on this segment of the program. My name is Abigail Ojogo. Did you know that crude oil is a form of liquid petroleum extracted from rock formations and used for fuel and other purposes? Members of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, produce about 44.1% of the world's crude oil. Did you also know that members of OPEC possess almost 81.5% of the world's total proven crude oil reserves, according to OPEC and U.S. Energy Information Administration data? Nigeria and other 13 countries make up the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. Did you know that OPEC is headquartered in Vienna, Austria? Now you know. Please stay tuned for the rest of the program.
Hello and welcome to Global Crude Oil Outlook. Oil prices fell more than 2% Friday, slipping back from 4-month highs as investors focused on the risk that emerging market crisis and trade disputes could dent demand even as supply tightens. Brent crude oil fell $1.51 or 1.9% per barrel at $78.23. The global benchmark on Thursday hit $80.13, its highest level since May 22. U.S. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude futures was down $1.62 or 2.3% to $68.75 per barrel. Experts believe that as 2019 approaches, a possible risk to forecast lies in some key emerging economies, adding that there is a risk to growth from the escalation of trade disputes. For both benchmarks, this was the biggest single-day percentage drop in almost 1 month, correcting down from Wednesday's jump in prices after the Energy Information Agency reported a 5.3 million barrel drop in U.S. crude inventories versus forecasts for an 805,000 barrel drawdown. U.S. companies in China are being hurt by tariffs in the growing trade war between Washington and Beijing, according to a survey, prompting U.S. business lobbies to urge President Donald Trump's administration to reconsider its approach. The White House has invited Chinese officials to restart trade talks just as it prepares to escalate a trade war with China, with tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese goods. U.S. crude oil production fell by 100,000 barrels per day to 10.9 million barrels per day last week as the industry faces pipeline capacity constraints. The International Energy Agency warned that although the oil market was tightening at the moment and world oil demand will soon reach 100 million barrels per day in the next 3 months as global economic risks were mounting. And that's about the size of Crude Oil Outlook on this edition of the program. I am Solomon Yopave.
The quality the GMD is made of, make no mistake about it, he's going to weather the storm, and he's already doing just that. His transformational leadership style at NNPC is already making waves in the oil sector. Kudos to engineer Dr. Mekanti Barry.
That's how the stories have been on this program, on this edition of Oil and Gas Forum. NNPC is looking ahead to a very exciting week, and we wish you the same. Bye now.